Breaking news. Tinubu receives major order. See what court ordered him to do that shocked Nigerians. Welcome back to Prospect Channels TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you are just joining us, please kindly subscribe. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. According to a report released by Sahara Reporters, the Federal High Court has sent an important message to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a historic decision. The Federal High Court in Abuja mandated that the government of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari disclose their spending of the approximately USD 500 billion Sani Abacha's loot. The court commended President Bola Tinubu's administration to disclose the exact exact amount of money stolen by the General Sani Abacha from Nigeria, the total amount of Abacha loot recovered, and all agreements signed on same by the government of former President Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari. Following a Freedom of Information lawsuit filed by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project with the case number FHC/ABJ/CS/407/2022, Justice James Kolawale Omotosun issued the ruling last week. His statement reads, in the final analysis, the application by SIRAP is meritorious, and the federal government, through the Ministry of Finance, is hereby ordered to flourish SIRAP with the full spending details of about 500 billion Abacha loot within 7 days of this judgment. Following the restoration of democracy in 1999, Justice Omotosun commanded the government to disclose details of the projects as executed with the Abacha loot, locations of any such projects, and the names of companies and contractors that carried out or are carrying out the projects. The government was also required by Justice Omotosun to disclose details of specific roles played by the World Bank and other partners in the execution of any project funded with Abacha loot under the government of former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari. Justice Omotosun affirmed SIRAP agreements and rejected all of the federal government's objections. As a result, the court granted SIRAP judgment against the Nigerian government. So guys, what's your take on this? The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja in a landmark judgment has ordered the disclosure of the spending details of about $500 billion Sani Abacha loot by the government of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, and Muhammadu Buhari. The court ordered the government of President Bola Tinubu to disclose the exact amount of money stolen by General Sani Abacha from Nigeria and the total amount of Abacha loot recovered, and all agreements signed on the same by the government of former President Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari. The judgment was delivered last week by Justice James Kolawale Omotosun following a Freedom of Information suit numbered FHC/ABJ/CS 07/2020, brought by the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SIRAP. In his judgment, Justice Omotosho held, in the final analysis, the application by SIRAP is meritorious, and the federal government, through the Ministry of Finance, is thereby ordered to flourish SIRAP with the full spending details of about $500 billion Abacha loot within 7 days of this judgment. The judge ruled, I therefore hold that the SIRAP is entitled to the information on the spending details of about 500 billion Abacha loot and needs to show any special interest in the information sought. The provision of Section 4 of the Freedom of Information Act is quite clear and mandates that public institution or public officer, such as the Minister of Finance and the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, must make available the information requested within 7 days of the request. Justice Omotosho ordered the government to disclose details of the projects executed with the Abacha loot, locations of any such projects, and the names of companies and contractors that carried or carrying out the project since the return of democracy in 1999 to date. Justice Omotosho also ordered the government to disclose details of specific roles played by the World Bank and other partners in the execution of any project funded with Abacha loot under the government of the former president Obasanjo, Yar'Adua, Jonathan, and Buhari. Justice Omotosho also stated that the excuse by the Minister of Finance is that the ministry has searched its records and the details of the exact public funds stolen by Abacha and how the funds have been spent are not held by the ministry, that the excuse has no leg to stand in view of Section 7 of the Freedom of Information Act. So guys, I'm dropping it here. Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not. Thank you.